Okay, so hello fellow humans and welcome to the Madhouse. I'm Josh and today I want to talk about my top 5 favourite character names. As a writer, I appreciate the importance of character names. They can often help to shape their personalities and to some of the more aware readers point them out a little bit. I'm particularly fond of Dickensian names. I just love Martin Chiselwit, but that's not on the list. Names which, if you look at them, actually do tell you about the person. Mr. Bumble is a very large, round man who is busying around the place. He's not that nice and he can sting people. It works. I like names that reflect that, so that's what my list is for you today. At number 5 there is Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore, and if of course you're familiar with the sequence of the books and films, you don't find out his full name until the Order of the Phoenix, so this one. I always thought this was the prettiest cover too. I really like the name. I've got an explanation for why written down here because it's actually quite convoluted, but essentially the whole name is packed full of meaning for his character, which I find. His name Albus means white, which goes for his beard and also the light magic he uses. Percival is a knight, one of King Arthur's knights, one who saw the Holy Grail but didn't quite manage to get it, just like he at some point in his lives had possession of all of the Deathly Hallows but never all of them at the same time. And then Wulfric means wolf power or powerful and wolf-like, which works in a way because he is the most powerful wizard there is. I'm not sure about the wolf part, but I suppose he is a bit clever and cunning, so it could work in that way. And then Brian, its meaning is debated, but it could mean high and noble, which works again. He is the most powerful wizard in the world. He's respected by everybody. And then his last name is Bumblebee, a bit like Mr. Bumble, which I mentioned just a moment ago, because Rowling said that her reason for choosing it was he's constantly buzzing around the castle. I'm thinking specifically that means he's very active and happy and friendly, but also that he hums, because that would fit his eccentric personality, which is not portrayed by Michael Gambon in the slightest. The rest I don't have long convoluted explanations for, so at number 4 there is Firin Frey Strong in the Arm Lindenshield, because it's just an excellent name. I seem to have a thing for very big names. They're just fun. I mean, to be fair, my full name is Joshua Peter Bebbington. That's not exactly small, but I like the massive ones. At number 3, I actually have 2 names because I just couldn't decide between them. But there is Adorabelle Deerheart and Moist von Lipwig from these. Adorabelle Deerheart is amazing and totally not what you'd expect. I can't describe how much I love that character. At number 2, there is Loki Lysmith from American Gods. Now, the first time I read this book, I didn't pick up on that at all. I knew what it was about. It was about gods in America. But he appeared so early on in the book that by the time it came round to it later on, I'd completely forgotten about him when the big thing was revealed. And then the second time round I was, oh my god, you are one sneaky bastard, Gaiman. Well done. I have 2 honourable mentions before I get to my first one. There is Mort, the aptly named assistant to Death, the Grim Reaper, in Terry Pratchett's Discworld. And then there is also Dr. Zero with that name I'm going to put there that I can't pronounce in the front just because it sounds really interesting. I've never encountered the name anywhere else. And then lastly, at number 1 there is the Knack MacFeagle from Terry Pratchett's Discworld series. Now, I'm cheating because that's actually an entire species, but it's the naming traditions of that species I love. I mean, they are just incredible anyway as characters. They're so much fun. Not your average fairy whatsoever. But some of their names are fun. There is Rob Anybody, there's Awfully Wee Billy Big Chin, and not as big as Medium Sized Jock, but bigger than Wee Jock Jock. And I'm sorry for that Scottish accent. I'm terrible. I need more practice. But it's fantastic. And that's it. Tell me what you think. Are there any of these names that you yourself are not very fond of, or are there any that you love? What is your favourite character name from any book you've ever encountered? Or I suppose you could do films if you wanted to, but that's not really what I'm talking about right now. But you do you. Now, I'm going to do something I really don't like doing, but if you are at all interested in buying any of these books, I would really appreciate it if you would use my what's it called, book depository affiliate link, because I am very, very broke, and well, it would be no more expensive for you to get it through book depository than Amazon if you were to, but I would receive a small amount of commission for it, so that's fantastic. Although of course I'm not going to force you. I can't, and I wouldn't. Tatty bye, dearies.